In this video, I want to talk about contacts, managing contacts, getting people to sign up for your lists and so forth. Everything, again, is identical from a functionality standpoint with the new Toolkit platform relative to the older platform. There are, however, some new tools and new aspects to it that were introduced prior to Toolkit that you may not be aware of. And I also want to give you a couple of just general ideas of what you can do with the contacts. So we're in the older platform. I'm going to click on Contacts up here. And what you're going to see is all of my current contacts in this particular account. And we can add a contact here, get reports, and so on and so forth. If you notice, reports is kind of this little tiny button over here, and it's down below one level underneath of contacts, which is also kind of a small button itself. But on the new system, as you'll see in a minute, reports gets its own big button on the left. It's one of your top four areas because Constant Contact is making a big move, not only into contact management and more enhanced contact management functionality, but also reporting. Reporting is an essential aspect of any successful marketing campaign because you want to know what's working, what isn't, who's engaged, and who isn't. So we see here a list of contacts, we see a list of contact lists, and that type of thing. And you're familiar with this from the existing system. So let's take a look over here now on the new system. So here we are on the home page, and this time, kids, we're not going to the Create button. What do you think about that? Instead, we're taking a look over here, and we notice that Contacts has their own big button. So we're going to click on that. And what we will see is the same look as we had just a minute ago, just different colors and different frame around it. It's exactly the same. This is just a test account, so there's only one contact in there. Who is that guy? And again, we can add contacts. We can see all of our lists. We can see all this kind of jazz. So I'm going to go back to the my existing account to just show you something here that's new with contacts. It's new, less than a year old, and came in prior to the advent of Toolkit. So here is a contact. And originally with Constant Contact, all they really wanted was somebody's email address. And you could add in their first and last name and other stuff like company name and so forth. And that is still the case. You really only need to have an email address in order to have somebody added to a list. You can now, though, add multiple email addresses for somebody. And you can also do things like add their phone number. And then down here, in additional, you can put, I think it's kind of funny, we've got website and social profile before we even talk about their actual physical address. And maybe I'm old school, but you know, for me, and maybe because I came from the printing industry, normally what I'd want is name, company name, and address, physical address, before other stuff. But you know, this is this new world we're living in. So when you add social profile, you can add multiple different types of social profiles. Basically, you can put in everything you want to know about this person, and if there isn't a field that you want, you can create your own kind of field, and you can create what type of field it is and so forth, and add as many fields as you'd like to a given contact. And you can also take notes about them. You can also create tags. I'm not going to go into that. It would take too long. But over here you see some information about engagement. Which emails have I sent to this person? Which ones have they opened? And which ones have they opened multiple times? So if you were not aware that this type of reporting is available in Constant Contact, it is. And that reporting capability has been migrated through to the new Constant Contact Toolkit.